Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 5 of the 2025 World Series. Trying to get this thing to be straightened out here a little bit between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And it's now or never, as was once sung, I believe, by Elvis Presley, for the Toronto Blue Jays as they trail it 3 games to 1 and in a must win situation. No doubt about it. And they will send young Trey Yasevich to the mound for the Blue Jays against Blake Snell. Looking at the game day charts, well, first of all, we'll look at the umpires. Alan Porter will be behind the plate. Jordan Baker will be at first base. Will Little will be at second base. And Adrian Johnson will be at third. Those are the umpires for today's game, as they were in real world. And now we're going to do our game day checks. The Dodgers have won 2 in a row, so we'll check with them first. Actually, we'll do the Blue Jays first. I like to do the visiting team first. The Blue Jays have lost 2 in a row. So if roll a 1 or 2, they're going to be dissonant. They are not. So they have a chance to be semi-harmonious with the dot. Without the dot, they're going to be semi-dissonant. So they are semi-harmonious. So the Blue Jays are in a better mood today, and they're going to need it because they have to win to keep this thing going. They are semi-harmonious, and they get the roll off of the Sunny chart. So we'll see what happens on the Sunny chart. It is a 5, which is local media. And a 3 is a minor perk with the manager. Okay. So what is the minor perk with the manager? We're going to come way down here. Minor perk with manager. We get a 5, and it says harmony this game. So they were semi-harmonious on the pregame, but now the manager perk is for this game only. They are fully harmonious. So we don't need the decider die to make them harmonious now. They are full-fledged harmony. Toronto Blue Jays, full-fledged harmony. So they don't need that decider die on those chemistry rolls anymore to make them harmonious. They're already harmonious. And now we'll go through the same process for the Dodgers. They've won 2 in a row. That's a 2, so they are fully harmonious. So both teams in full harmony. Now the Dodgers get to roll on the Sunny side, and that's a 4, so we're going to front office. A 5 is none effect, so there's no effect there. But they are both teams are fully harmonious, so they're both in good moods for this game. And we will look at the starting lineups for both teams. These are the as-played lineups from last night. Davis Snyder in left, Pedro Guerrero Jr. at first. Not Pedro, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Dante Bichette is DH, Alejandro Kirk catching, Dalton Varsho in center, Ernie Clement at third, Addison Barger in right, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at second, and Jimenez at short. Based on the previous game, Guerrero will be the hot batter and Kirk will be the cold batter. For the Dodgers, Ohtani is a DH leading off. Will Smith has jumped to the number 2 position as catcher. Betts drops to 3 at short. Freeman drops to cleanup at first base. Teoscar Hernandez in right. Tommy Edman at second. Max Muncy at third. Kike Hernandez in center. And Alex Call getting the start in left field for the Dodgers batting ninth. Betts is your cold player. Freeman is your hot player based on yesterday's action in this game. Not in the real game, but in this game. So we're going to start and get this thing going. Again, Toronto has to win or it's over. If they win, they will send it to a game 6 back at the Rogers Center, but they have to win. They have no choice. If they don't win, it's over. All right, so Blake Snell, semi-ace, flash, and semi-control will be starting off facing Davis Snyder. 3-4-5. Ask, is it an iron catcher? It's not. Does he have a good eye? No, he doesn't. So he's going to strike out. So right off the bat, Davis Snyder will go down on strikes. 1 away. And that'll send up Vladimir Guerrero. 1, 2, 3, flash and fresh. Yes, he's got it. It's another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Snell to start this game. Much better than the real result where we had home runs back-to-back in the real game. Here's Bo Bichette. 1-2-4. Does he have control? No. The sire die takes it away from him. Says no control. So he won't get a ground out to short. Is the batter eager? He's semi-eager. We're going to need to roll and see if he's eager or not. He is eager, so he will not walk. He will pop to first base, and that will end the inning. So that's going to do it for the Jays as they come away empty-handed. Go to the bottom of the first, and Trey Yasevich will be on to face Shohei Ohtani to lead things off. It's a 1-2-5. He's not a struggler. Is Shohei patient? He's semi-patient. The dot says he is, so he will walk. However, that 1-2-5 on a walk does have the goggles. So we flip it over to the goggles. On the 1-2-5 says questionable or strict umpire call strike 3. Alan Porter is strict. So Shohei Ohtani will strike out. He will not get the walk. Since Porter is strict, he will strike him out. So Alan Porter rings him up. One away, and here comes Will Smith. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No, he's a star, not an ace. Is he a sad sack? No, he's not a sad sack. So he's going to double to right field. Will Smith will hit a one-out double. So moving him up to the second position might have been a good move by Dave Roberts. We'll never know until the game is over. Here's Mookie Betts. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. His seventh is not an ace. Is a batter whiffer or cold? Mookie Betts is the designated cold batter, so he's going to strike out. And that's based on his performance in the History Maker game in game number 4. Made him cold. So here's Freddie Freeman. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. Is he whiffer or cold? He is not cold, but he is a semi-whiffer. Dot says he is, so that's a strikeout for Yasevich. He strikes out the side. Aside from the double from Will Smith, everything else he struck out the side. So we go to the top of the second, no score. And Alejandro Kirk will lead it off against Blake Snell. 3-3-4. Ace or star. He is a semi-ace. The dot even gives him the ace, so it's a pop out to first. As Kirk pops it up to Mr. Freeman. One away for Dalton Varsho, lefty on lefty matchup. 3-4-6. Is he eager? He is semi-eager, but Dot says no, so he's going to walk. Dalton Varsho will draw the walk. And that is in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. Both teams are fully harmonious on the chemistry chart. 45, both teams in full harmony. 45, batting team harmony. Yes, focus batter waits on pitch and draws a walk. So Clement waits out Snell and draws the base on balls. Let's go put 2 on with 1 out. And Addison Barger, the right fielder, steps to the plate. 4-5-6. Ask, is Barger patient? No, he's actually semi-eager. So he's going to fly to center. That's out number 2. And that's also in purple. So we're going to the chemistry chart once again for Kiner-Falefa. And once again, both teams are fully harmonious as we head to the chemistry chart. We get a 35. Pitching team distance. No, they're not distance. If they were, an inattentive fielder would let the ball get by him. Otherwise, it's a ground out to short. So Mookie Betts makes the play. And the Blue Jays will leave 2 on base. We go to the bottom of the second. And we are looking at no score. And Teoscar Hernandez will lead off for the Dodgers against Yasevich. 1-1-4. Is he fresh? Yes, of course. Second inning, he's definitely going to be fresh. So the result is a ground out to short. Hernandez is out of there. 1 away for Tommy Edman, second baseman. 3-6-6. He's not a pinch hitter, so therefore he will fly to center. 2 down for Max Muncy, third baseman. 2-5-6. Shisevich is not a struggler. Is he champion or patient? He's semi-patient. Dot says he is, so he's going to walk. Max Muncy will draw the 2-out walk. That's the first walk issued by Yusevich. And that brings up Kike Hernandez. 1-2-4. Does he have control? He does not. Is Kike Hernandez eager? No, he's not eager. So he's going to draw a walk. That's the second walk. Back-to-back walks now by Yusevich with 2 outs in the second. And that's going to take it to Alex Call. He gets his first start of the series. Left field. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, it's a line out to second. And that's going to end the inning. So Dodgers get a couple on with some walks, but make nothing happen of it. And we will go to the third. No score. This is the final inning of full freshness for both starters. And Nate Snell facing Jimenez. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? Yes, he does. It's going to be a strikeout. So Jimenez down on strikes. And for Snell, that's his third strikeout. Back to the top of the order, Davis Snyder. 4-5-6. Is he eager? No, he's actually semi-patient. So he will, is he patient is what they're asking for. He's semi-patient. Dot says no, so he will fly to center. And again, that's in purple going to the chemistry chart. Both teams are harmonious for Vladimir Guerrero. We get a 33 on the chemistry chart. 33. Pitching team distance, no, it's going to be a ground out to first base. So a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Nate Snell. And we go to the bottom of the third, still no score from Dodger Stadium. This is the last game to be played at Dodger Stadium regardless. Toronto wins, we go to Toronto, and if Dodgers win, it's all over. Here's Ohtani. 1-1-2 for Ohtani. And that's asking, does the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. So Ohtani will go down on strikes for the second time. And that is 4 strikeouts now for Yusevich. Brings up Will Smith. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. He obviously has that. So that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Yusevich. Here's Mookie Betts. 2-3-5. Is he wild? No. Is the batter eager? He is not eager. So he's going to ground to second, and that's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes the Dodgers. 3 quick innings in the books. We got no score. Both pitchers now revert to semi-freshness. They will need that dot to be fresh. Here's Bo Bichette. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Will Smith's not gold. He's neutral. Is a better champion. He is a semi-champion. The dot says he is. So that's a single to left field for Bo Bichette. Champion just means you have a really good batting average. Is what that really means. Like a over 300 hitter kind of thing. All right. Hero is good, but champion is really good. Here's Kirk. 2-5-6. Pitcher struggler. No. Champion or patient. Neither one. So we got infield drama for the Dodgers. Betts is semi-gold. And now he's just plain old neutral. So Tommy Edman at second is gold. Everybody else is neutral. Second base gold. Everybody else neutral. Infield drama. 3-4. Third base gold. No, Muncy is not gold. So it's going to get by him for a base hit. Lead die of 3 is going to send Bichette to third base. Get 2 base advancement on a lead die of 3. So Kirk singles down the line past Muncy. And that's going to put runners at first and third with nobody out. Blue Jays in business for Dalton Varsho. Dodgers laying back for the double play. Hello, Praise. Good to see you. Dodgers laying back for the double play. 1-3-4. 1-3-4. And we'll see what we get on that. 1-3-4 is asking. Is he a gold catcher? No. Is he a champion? No, he's not. So we have outfield drama this time. And in the outfield, Call is iron in left field. The other 2 are neutral. So the left fielder is iron. So they're trying to avoid a left field check right here. 2-4. Center fielder Gold. No, Kike Hernandez is not Gold, so it's going to be a base hit. And that's going to score the first run of the game for the Blue Jays. They take a 1-0 lead on the Varsho single. Stopping at second is Kirk. Jays lead at 1-0. That result was in purple as well, so we're going to the chemistry chart once again. Both teams have full harmony. And we get a 2-3 on the chemistry check. Pitching team harmony, yes. Marginal pitch catches a corner for a strikeout. So a big strikeout there for Snell to kind of break the momentum, because he was a semi-struggler. He had given up 3 hits in a row. He would have been a semi-struggler. But instead he gets a strikeout, his 4th. And Clement is out of there. 1 away for Addison Barger. Now double play gets him out of the inning. 5-6-6. This could be good for Snell as well. Might be a strikeout coming. Let's see. 5-6-6. He's not wild. Does the batter have a good eye? Nope. It's going to be a strikeout. And that's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for this next at bat. That's the 5th strikeout for Snell. He is semi-hot from getting that strikeout. Kiner-Falefa is neutral. So now they're both going to be neutral because Snell didn't get the dot. It's neutral against neutral on the right now chart. 1-2. Neutral against neutral. 1-2. Hot pitcher. No, if he was a hot pitcher, he'd zero in. I'm sorry, hot batter. My bad. Hot batter. No, he's not a hot batter. If he was, he'd zero in and knock a single into right field. Otherwise, it's a ground out to short. And with a lead eye 1, that would have been a double play, but there are already 2 outs anyway. So it's just a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. But the Blue Jays strike first, take a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And due up for the Dodgers is Freddie Freeman. Yesevich to Freeman, 1-4-5. Ask if he is a struggler. He is not. So it's ground ball to first, and that's 1 away. 1 down for Teoscar Hernandez. 2-3-3. Ace or star? He is a star, so it's a ground ball to short. Oops, wrong side. That was Teoscar Hernandez who made the out. Here comes Tommy Edman. 2-4-6 control. Yes, he does not have the control, so we're going to switch to the next result. Eager or sad sack for Edman? Is he eager or sad sack? He's semi-eager. Dot says he's eager. He's going to pop it up to third to end the inning. If he had not been eager, he would have walked, but he's too eager, over anxious there. Tommy Edman trying to make something happen. He got over anxious and swung at a bad pitch. Pops it up to Clement at third to end the inning. And we go to the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 Blue Jays. Here's Andres Jimenez. 2-2-3. He's not wild. Is the batter slugger or utility? He is utility, so he will line it to short, and that'll be an out. He would have got a single if he wasn't utility. Utility just means he's a very low average hitter, so that took that hit away. Like around utility's around 200, 210, something like that. Here's Schneider. 4-5-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he patient? He is semi-patient, but the dot doesn't give it to him. So it's a fly out to center field for out number 2. And that again takes us to the chemistry chart because it's in purple. So Vladimir Guerrero going to bat on the chemistry chart. 44 on the chemistry chart. And both teams again are harmonious. 44. Pitching team distance. No, they're not going to be distant. So it's a deep fly out to center field. It will not be a double off the wall because they were not dissonant. So Snell gets out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 1-0 ball game. Nip and tuck here. But Blue Jays have to win or they are done. Max Muncy will lead off, followed by Kike Hernandez and Alex Call. 2-4-5. Ask, is the batter a hero? Max Muncy is not a hero. He's semi-utility. So, in that case, he will pop it up to second. One away, but that's in red. So we're going to the experience chart. And this is where the Dodgers will have an advantage. Got a prospect pitcher against an icon batter. On the experience charts of 34, Dodgers have the icon batter in Kike Hernandez. 34 says prospect batter. No, he's an icon batter. If he was a prospect, he'd get caught looking at strike 3. Otherwise, ground out and up the first baseline. Any runners on base would have advanced, but instead he just grounds out to Vladimir Guerrero at first base for 2 down. It's up to Alex Call. 1-2-6 is a freshness check. He's semi-fresh. The dot gives it to him, so it's a line out to second base. And Yasevich now, 5 shutout innings. And the Blue Jays hold a 1-0 lead going to the 6th. This will be the final inning of semi-freshness for Blake Snell. Facing Bichette. 2-4-4. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. He's a semi-ace, but the dot says no, so he's not an ace. Batter's not. Is he a champion? We got to figure it out. He's a semi-champion. Now he is a champion, so he gets a single to center field. So Bo Bichette gets that base hit. He's 2 for 3. And that'll bring up Alejandro Kirk. 1-5-6. Is Kirk a whiffer? No, he's not. We got outfield drama again for the Dodgers. Call is iron. The other 2 are neutral. So left field iron, everybody else neutral. On a 1-6. Right fielder stoic. Teoscar Hernandez is not stoic. So if he was stoic, that ball would drop in for a double. Otherwise, he makes a dive. Is it a diving catch? Yeah, makes a diving play for a line out. How about that? So since he wasn't stoic, he was able to track that ball down and get there and make the catch. And that'll bring up Gary Varsho. 2-6-6, run on first is picked off. Bo Bichette gets picked off first base on that 2-6-6 roll. And that'll be out number 2. And Varsho will hit now with the bases clear. 1-5-5. And 1-5-5 ask. 1-5-5 ask, is the batter a home run king? He certainly is. He's a home run king, so that is gone. Home run to center field for Gary Varsho. Varsho homers to make it a 2-0 ball game. Gary Varsho. And here's Clement. 4-5-5. Does the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. So he strikes Clement out to end the inning, but the home run from Varsho will take care of business, and that will be all for Snell. He'll go 6 innings and give up 2 runs. And the Dodgers will turn it over to their bullpen to try to keep the game close. So Snell, 6 innings pitched, 2 runs, they were earned. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He walks 2. And he struck out 6. So there is the line score for Nate Snell. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and the home run to Varsho. And that's where we stand right there on the line score through 5.5 innings. And that'll send up Shohei Ohtani to lead off the top of the 6th against Yasevich, who now has a 2-0 lead to work with. 3-6-6. Ohtani's not a pinch hitter, so he will fly to right field. And that's 1 away. For Will Smith, trying to get jiggy with it. He doubled in the first. 1-3-4. Goal catcher. Kirk is semi-goal. The dot gives it to him, so that will be a strikeout. Yasevich gets the K. That is his 6th strikeout for Yasevich. And that'll bring up Mookie Betts. 2-4-6. Control pitcher. No, he does not have the control quality. Eager or Sasak, he is neither one, so Mookie Betts will draw a walk. If he was active, he would steal, but he's not listed as active, so just the walk. And that is the 3rd walk issued by Yasevich. Brings up Freddie Freeman. He is the tying run at the plate. 1-4-6. Flash. Yes, he's got the flash, and he strikes out Freddie Freeman. to end the inning. So Yusevich, because he's pitching a shutout, will keep semi-freshness into the 7th inning. That was his 7th strikeout. And now the Dodgers will need a new pitcher to come into the top of the 7th, and it'll be Anthony Banda, left-hander, as the first batter to come up is Barger, a left-hander. So they will go to Banda, and he will be facing Addison Barger. 1-2-5. He's not a struggler. Is Barger patient? No, he's semi-eager. So he's going to ground to third unless he's a whiffer. He is a semi-whiffer. Dot says he is. So Barger will strike out to start off the top of the 7th. Here's Kiner Falefa. 4-4-5. Is he a workman? Banda is semi-star, so he's not a workman. Is he patient? No, he's eager. He's going to ground to first. He would have walked if he wasn't so eager. But he grounds it to Freeman. 2 down for Mr. Andres Gimenez. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. He's a semi-star. Is the batter whiffer or cold? Gimenez is neither one, so we have infield drama once again. Bets will now be gold. So short and second are both gold. First and third are neutral. And we got 23 on the infield drama. 2-3, second baseman iron. No, he's actually gold, so it's going to be a routine ground out as Tommy Edman makes the play without incident. That's going to be it for Banda. He goes 1 inning, gets a strikeout, nothing else. And they will bring in a new pitcher for the 8th inning. Yusevich will stay in there for the 7th inning. He keeps his semi-freshness because he's pitching a shutout. Normally you would lose that after 6, but when you pitch a shutout, you keep the semi-freshness. So here's Teoscar Hernandez. Ooh, 5.66. That is an interesting result. 5.66 is not going to help the batter. 5.66, the pitcher's not wild, doesn't have a good eye, so it's a strikeout for Teoscar Hernandez. That is strikeout number 8 for Yusevich, and it's going to the right now chart based on that result being in blue. And based on that strikeout, Yusevich is a hot pitcher. Edmonds last time popped to third, so he is neutral. So we got a neutral batter against a hot pitcher. And we get a 24. Neutral batter against hot pitcher. Hot batter, no, he's a neutral batter. If he was hot, he'd reach for an outside pitch and connect for a single. Otherwise, he flies to left. So quickly 2 away. And that'll bring up Max Muncy. That's a 1-4-5. Ask, is the pitcher a struggler? I don't believe that's going to help the batting team at all. 1-4-5 struggler. No, it's ground out to first. And that's going to do it. So Yusevich pitches 7 shutout innings. And we go to the 8th. Dodgers will bring in a new pitcher. And I think that might be it for Yusevich. I think they'll cap him at 7 innings. So they'll get a new pitcher. Yusevich for 7 innings. Gives up no runs. He gave up just one hit. He's pitching a 1-hitter. He walked 3, struck out 8. But it's 2025, so your pitchers aren't going to go that far. 7 innings is probably a max unless your name is Yamamoto. So he's going to be done after 7 innings. Dodgers will bring in a new pitcher, and it will be Emmett Sheehan. He will come on and try to keep the score where it is. He'll be facing the top of the order, Schneider, Guerrero, and Bichette. Top of the 8th, 2-0 Jays. 2-4-5. Is he a hero? He is not a hero, so he's going to pop it up to second. 1 away, and we're going to the experience chart. Sheehan is a semi-prospect, and Vladimir is a semi-icon. And now they're both neutral, so it's neutral against neutral on the right now chart, and a 14-1-4 on the right now chart. Cole batter. Experience. Prospect batter. No, he's not a prospect batter. If he was, he'd be anxious and swing at a marginal pitch and pop it up. Otherwise, it's a bloop single. So Guerrero bloops himself a single because he wasn't a prospect batter. He at least had some experience, so he gets the single. and that'll send up Bo Bichette. 1-4-6 for Sheehan. That's asking if he has flash, and yes, he does. It's a strikeout for Bichette, and that's quickly 2 away, and that'll bring up Alejandro Kirk. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Is Kirk a champion? No. Outfield drama. Call is iron and left. Everybody else is neutral. And that's a 56 for the outfield drama. 56 outfield drama. Left fielder iron. Yes, he is. Call is iron. So it'll be single. It'll be a single. Lead die of 4 moves Guerrero to third. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs. And that result is in purple, so we would normally go to the chemistry chart, but with the lefty Varsho coming up, the Dodgers will go to a lefty of their own, and pitching changes override the mini charts. So they're going to bring in Clayton Kershaw in a key situation to try to get out of this mess. Clayton Kershaw. Unusual seeing him in relief, but that's the way they use him nowadays in the playoffs. For Sheehan, he gave up 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, no walks and a strikeout, no runs, but he's responsible for both of these runners. Kershaw is a semi-star, but coming in mid-inning, he now becomes an ace as well. So he's an ace and a semi-star for Kershaw. So that's why it seemed like the perfect time to bring him in. Lefty on lefty against Varsho. Trying to keep the score 2-0. It's up to Kershaw to keep things from getting out of hand. 1-1-3. Is he an ace? Yes, he is. He's an ace for this particular bat. So that means it's going to be a ground out to first, and that's going to end the inning. Had he not been an ace, Dalton Varsho was a slugger, that would have been a double. So Kershaw saved 2 runs right there. Most definitely saved 2 runs. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, and it's going to be a new pitcher for Toronto. We'll see who they want to bring out. Yusevich pitched beautifully. So Toronto will go with Sir Anthony Dominguez. He will come in and pitch. Scheduled to face Kike Hernandez, Alex Call, and Ohtani. They will pinch hit for Call. I think they'll let Kike hit. 3-5-6 left-right split. That's a righty-righty matchup. It's a Circle K strikeout. That would have been the time to bring in a lefty pinch hitter, but you didn't know that was the role that was going to show up. And actually, I don't think the only pinch hitter they have on the bench is left-handed, or the backup catcher and Ha-Seong Kim. So we're going to have Ha-Seong Kim hit for Alex Call, and then Andy Pages will come in and play center field, and they will move Kike Hernandez to left field. So that means Kim will pinch hit, and then Pages will go in the game in center field. So Ha-Seong Kim will get the pinch hitting call to replace Alex Call, ironically. And there's one away. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0 ball game. Hello, Mungo. Good to see you. Here's Kim, the pinch hitter, 4-4-6. Is he a star? Dominguez is a star, so that's going to be a ground out to second, and that is out number 2. So Kim fails in the pinch hitting duty because Dominguez was a star. And here's Ohtani, 2 outs now. 1-4-4. Does he have flash? He's got double flash, but we got the goggles on the double flash. And it says with the goggles on a 1-4-4, questionable or lenient umpire calls ball 4. Well, Alan Porter is not questionable or lenient, so the strikeout will stand. Ohtani goes down on strikes, and Sir Anthony Dominguez pitches a solid inning giving up nothing, striking out 2. And that's going to set it up for their closer, Hoffman, in the 9th. So we go to the top of the 9th, and the Dodgers will bring in their closer, Sasaki, just to try to keep it close. There will be an off day for travel tomorrow, so no sense to worry about resting anybody. Kershaw went his 1/3 of an inning, gave up nothing. Did his job, kept the game close. And now it's going to be Clement, Barger, and Kiner-Falefa to face Roki Sasaki. Yeah, it's very easy to do, Mungo, with the PDF editor and the card creator. In fact, I have 2 versions of Toronto's road jerseys because I also have them where they're in the powder blues. But this is simulating the blue tops and the gray bottoms is what I'm trying to simulate there with this situation here. Just to add a little eye candy, just for the heck of it. Doesn't affect the play of the game any. It's just, I know I like certain things. So, all right. So Sasaki is up to face Ernie Clement. So 1-5-6. Is Clement a whiffer? He is not. So we got outfield drama. And Pages is in center now. So that means all the outfielders are neutral. No more iron left fielder. They're all neutral in the outfield. 1-3. Center fielder iron. No. Pages is not iron, so he'll make the catch. And it's interesting, you bring a new fielder in, the ball finds you on the very first play. New center fielder, and the ball is hit right to center field. Hey, Brian B. One, 3, 5. That's an unusual play, and the blue ones means we're going to the umpires with the bases empty. Alan Porter is behind the plate, so we'll see if they call on a plate, or it could be any umpire, really. 1-4. Lenient umpire at home. Alan Porter is semi-respected and strict, so he's not lenient. If he was lenient, generous strike zone, strike 3. Otherwise, ball 1, batter still at bat. So he will not give Sasaki the strikeout, not give him that strike. He's going to keep Barger at the plate. So Barger gets the swing again. 2-4-5 is going to ask if he is a hero. And Barger is not a hero. So he'll pop it up to second for out number 2. And that'll bring up Kiner-Falefa. That result was in red, though, so we're going to I'm pulling. I guess I'm pulling. Oh no! Don't tell me. Okay, I thought we were getting circles in the sand. Yeah, Brian, I'm kind of pulling for Toronto myself, just because they haven't won it in a while. So we're going to the experience chart. Kiner-Falefa is an icon, and Sasaki is a prospect. The Blue Jays have the advantage here. 2-6 on the experience chart. 2-6. Icon pitcher. No, he's not an icon pitcher. If he was, he'd strike him out. Otherwise, batter drops a single over second base. So because Sasaki was not an experienced pitcher, he gives up a single to Kiner-Falefa. 2-out single. That's going to bring up Jimenez. 2-0 Blue Jays here in the top of the 9th. And Jeff Hoffman ready to go for the bottom of the 9th for the Blue Jays. Try to save it. 1-5-6, and that's asking, is the batter a whiffer? He is not a whiffer, so we're going back to outfield drama again. Everybody's neutral. 3-5 on the outfield drama with everyone neutral. Left fielder Gold. No, he's not Gold. It's going to be a double into the gap, and that's going to score the run. That's an insurance run coming across as Jimenez hits a double. Lead die of 4, you get all the bases. You get everything on a double. I'm sorry, lead die of 3, rather. Lead die of 3. Let me make sure. I'll make sure I don't. It says stoic run on first advances only to second and third base on the double. So I want to make sure he wasn't stoic. Kiner-Falefa is actually semi-active, so he's definitely not stoic. So that makes it 3-1 Blue Jays. And that brings up Schneider. That result was also in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. Both teams harmonious fully. So no advantage one way or the other. Just depends on how the dice show up. And it's going to be Davis Schneider at the plate. 2-4. Batting team harmony. Yes, batter connects with a bloop single. Now, Jimenez is semi-active, so I might need the sire die for this because it says active runner scores from second on any hit. So we'll see if he's active on this particular play. He is not, so he only goes to third. So Snyder will reach, and now Vladimir Guerrero is the batter. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Sasaki running into some serious trouble here in the 9th, trying to get out of the inning against Vladimir Guerrero. 3-4-5, and that's going to be advantageous to the pitcher for sure because we don't have an iron catcher, and Guerrero does not have a good eye, so he will strike out to end the inning. But the Blue Jays get that insurance run to come across. Sasaki goes 1 inning, gives up 3 hits and a run, no walks and a strikeout. And now Jeff Hoffman coming on for the Blue Jays to try to close the deal. He's facing Will Smith, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. Heart of the order. Heart of the order for the Blue Jays. Heart of the order. All right, so Jeff Hoffman will be coming on. And we get a defensive replacement. Miles Straw will come in and play in center field for Varsho. I'm sorry, not in center field, where he's going to be here in left field for Schneider. So Straw will take over in left field. Miles Straw. He is the new left fielder in place of Schneider. And Straw is semi-gold. That's the reason you make that move. Schneider is out of there. So coming on will be the closer, Jeff Hoffman. He has double flash with semi-control. Neutral on his ERA rating. So it'll be Hoffman against Will Smith. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, yes. Kirk semi-gold. Dot is a yes. He's going to strike out Will Smith to start the inning. 1 away. Here comes Mookie Betts. Looks like we're going back to Toronto for Game 6. 3-4-5. Not an iron catcher. Doesn't have a good eye, so Mookie Betts will strike out. So Hoffman strikes out both that he faces so far. And it's down to the last chance for Freddie Freeman. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter whiffer or cold? Freddie Freeman is actually a designated hot batter, but he did strike out his last time, but the hot's going to override that. But is he a whiffer? Semi-whiffer. Dot says he's a whiffer, so he will strike out, and that's the ball game. Jeff Hoffman striking out the side in the bottom of the 9th to get the save and pitch a perfect 1-2-3 inning. Don't know if it's immaculate inning, but it's a 1-2-3 inning. Yasevich gets the win. Snell will take the loss. Blue Jays win it 3-0 over the Dodgers. And the final line score for the Blue Jays, 3 runs on 10 hits. I don't believe there's an error on either side, as far as I can tell. Dodgers, no runs on just 1 hit. They only got 1 hit the whole game, and that was a 1-out double by Will Smith in the first inning. That was the only hit that the Dodgers managed to get. Yasevich gets the win with 7 innings of shutout pitching with 8 strikeouts. Dominguez and Hoffman finish the deal. And 3-10-0 for the Blue Jays, 0-1-0 for the Dodgers. Blue Jays stave off elimination. They will go back to the Rogers Center for Game 6, and it will be Yamamoto presumably against Kevin Gausman. I believe that's the matchup, the rematch of Game 2. Back at the Rogers Center, and we'll be doing that game on Saturday because it's going to get played Friday night. So we replay it the next day on Saturday. So roughly Saturday, roughly around noon, we'll be replaying this Game 6 of the World Series. The only difference is in this replay, the Dodgers are up 3-2. In the real World Series, Toronto's up 3-2. But other than that, well, thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Serbia, wow. That's way out there. Of course, trying to watch American baseball out there, I'm sure the time difference is kind of really, unique to deal with. Speaking of the time difference, of course, the clocks fall back this weekend on Saturday night. So be sure to adjust your clocks. You do get an extra hour of sleep on Sunday morning, but going to lose that hour of daylight. It's going to start getting dark around 5 o'clock now. So that's going to be a little bit depressing for the winter time, but that's just the way it is. So that's going to do it from here. Again, Game 6 will be Saturday at noon. But tomorrow, we go back to the 1987 American League replay. It will be a doubleheader, split doubleheader. Who do I support in MLB? I don't really have a team. Not now. I mean, I used to back in the day, but I don't really follow modern baseball all that much. I guess the closest team to me is the Washington Nationals. So I guess I'll support them, but I'm not really a big fan or anything. But tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock roughly, will be the Kansas City Royals hosting the Texas Rangers. ID Jester's favorite pitcher, Mark Gubaza will be on the mound against Charlie Huff. That'll be at 9 o'clock roughly tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, I'm not sure exactly what time tomorrow afternoon. It might even be tomorrow night. I haven't decided yet. But it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon. And that'll be the National League version. I always pick one National League game from that same day to play in 1987. And the game I chose for this one is the Mets and the Padres in San Diego. That'll be Ron Darling against Dave Dravecky. That will be Friday afternoon, roughly around this, noon when this starts. So that's my plan, and hopefully I can stick to it. But again, thank you all for spending part of your Thursday afternoon. And the Toronto Blue Jays got excellent pitching and just quelled the Dodger hitters. If not for Will Smith first inning double, we would have had a combined no-hitter in this game, but we missed it by one. But the Blue Jays had enough offense to get it done. Home run from Alejandro Kirk capped that off. So Alejandro Kirk will most likely enjoy the hot batter in Game 6 for the Blue Jays. Will Smith's going to be the designated hot batter in Game 6 for the Dodgers. He's the only one that got a hit, so he's going to have to be the hot batter. Plenty of cold batters for the Dodgers, and it looks like there's a couple of guys that are candidates for cold batters for the Blue Jays as well. Addison Barger went over 4. So that's good to go from here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.